ahead.
Okay, I did my PowerPoint on Ethiopia and Italy and nationalism. The history behind Ethiopia is the Aksumite kingdom helped, unify or make the Ethiopian nation in the 4th century. And then in the 17th century, the Amhara people, which are an ethnic group in Africa, created modern Ethiopia. In March of 1889, Menelik II declared himself emperor of Ethiopia, and this kind of rose conflict then. And then about a month later, he signed a treaty that the Ethiopian people made, and they made 2 different treaties. One was in the Ethiopian language, and one was in the Italian and the Amharic language. And they both said 2 different things, so whenever he signed it, what he thought it said was not what it said, but what he thought it said was that Italy had control of Eritrea and then Red Coast to northeast Ethiopia in return for Menelik's rule of Ethiopia. And so when he discovered that it did not say what he thought it did, he came up with a military solution that would help him force Italy to follow what he signed, what he thought he signed, and it did work. This is when conflict arose, and this is later on in the 90s. But there was a border incident, and Benito Mussolini was Italy's emperor, and this gave him a reason to attack Ethiopia, and so he did attack on, I did not get that date right.
45 probably?
Yeah, I think it's 19, right?
Or maybe
30, I think it's 1935. So he attacked in 1935, and there was 2 different wars. The first one, the League of Nations condemned the Italian invasion, and they were trying to impose economic sanctions, but there was not enough support to come within, and it did not. The sanctions didn't work, and so Italy won that one. And then the second war, Italy won again, but the victory was short-lived because a man named Haile Selassie?
Haile
Selassie, okay. He had Italian people, he had some Ethiopian people back him up about 5 years later, and they regained their freedom for Ethiopia. This is some Italian troops after the Second War, and they were on their march in Ethiopia holding up their flag. Ethiopia finally gained their complete independence during World War II, and some allies helped liberate their freedom. We cannot find who the allies were, but I'll look for that. So Ethiopia and nationalism, they were never colonized until 1936 by Italy, and so Italian powers thought they had advantage over Ethiopia. So obviously Ethiopia was mad and they wanted to become independent, so they went through everything I just explained.